So let's get this started. Quickly, for some of the people that didn't get my introduction here, I'm Tassine. I'm actually the marketing manager here out of Teltonika, Canada. I'm based in Toronto, and I want to thank you all for joining me today for this webinar. So today we're actually going to be exploring Teltonika Networks RMS, the remote management system. So the agenda for the webinar today is to go over the areas of the RMS platform, and then we're going to have a quick demo and a short Q&A at the end of all of that. And all the questions and answers in the Q&A, please put them in the Q&A chat specifically so I don't miss anything. And all of them will be posted with the recording of this webinar shortly after the session's completed. So without any delay, let's dive right into it. So what is the RMS? In a nutshell, the RMS is a cloud platform which is designed to manage Teltonika Networks devices easily and efficiently. And it can also gain access and manage third-party equipment, create full access to remote networks, which allows you to connect and manage any device attached to it. So with all of these features, you can access and control all the network infrastructure of your devices, whether it be Teltonika Networks devices or third-party devices. So over the years, the RMS has grown to be way more than simply just a remote management system. And there are numerous benefits, but let's just dive into some of these key benefits here. So anything that you can do with the RMS, it doesn't require a public IP, which actually helps to significantly save costs for you. And then we have full control. So you're seeing full control and control over other devices. What are the differences between these two? To differentiate full control, we mean full control of all Teltonika Networks devices. You have your access to the entire fleet of networks devices, but then also we are introducing the control of third-party equipment such as PLCs. You have the digital media players, NVRs, or even PCs. And then the RMS is also designed to adapt to your use case because it's highly customizable. And then we also have it to be highly secure, and it saves time and money for you. So the ability to control all of these other devices, making it highly customizable and keeping it secure while saving you time and money are some of the key benefits that we like to keep in mind for the RMS here. So now let's go into the areas of the RMS that we have here. So the RMS is a device management and IoT platform which allows you to be in control of your connected solution and consists of these four main parts, which are the RMS management at first. This one actually gives you full control over your fleet of Teltonika Networks routers and gateways, ensuring their security and availability. Then we have the RMS Connect, which allows you to reach and control other smart devices remotely, even without the public IP. So then we have the RMS VPN, which actually enables users to create private communication. And then finally, we have the RMS API, which helps you to take what you need from the RMS and implement it into the IoT platform of your choice. So these are the four main parts that we have here: RMS Management, Connect, VPN, and API. So let's start with a look into the RMS management platform that we just mentioned. So we have alerts and notifications, remote access and control, the activity reports, firmware over the air, or in short, FODA, multi-configuration, charts, and historical data. So with all of these, users can actually have full control over the entire fleet of routers, gateways, and ensuring that you have secure access. So with this, I mean, you have remote access to do firmware updates, password management, and configurations uploaded to any number of devices all at once. So this also includes offline ones, since tasks can be scheduled automatically at times. And aside from that, it also gives you it gives the users ability to create customized alerts and get notifications about the most important events from the whole fleet, and minimizes possible losses by devices due to the downtimes or any other issues that you may that that may occur during these updates and configurations. So that's a little bit about the RMS management. And now we have the Teltonika ID and the RMS app. So we even went as far as to creating a specialized app for you guys called the Teltonika ID to simply make the two-factor authentication process a lot easier for you guys. We have the improved security, the ID biometrics, and the additional method of authentication. And then for users who find themselves managing their work with their mobile device, we also developed a dedicated RMS application, which allows you to have access to your RMS platform and your entire fleet 24/7 from anywhere in the world, just on your mobile phone. So these are the two things that we have introduced for you guys. So now let's take a look at the RMS Connect. The RMS Connect actually has features that can help you, enable you to connect through like HTTPS and HTTP, SSH, RDP, and VNC. You have SFTP, and then you have Telnet, and also tablets and phones. So essentially, all of these are, users can actually reach any of these smart devices compatible with any of these protocols seen here on the slide. And to put this in perspective, the most popular use cases in our experience includes accessing these devices that have web UI via HTTPS. And then this also includes like the NVRs, controllers, CCTV cameras, and other manufacturers' networking equipment. So you can actually use RMS Connect with the RDP and VNC protocols and access all the PCs and laptops that are in the same network as your Teltonika Networks router. And this can also allow you to significantly save costs and allow flexibility for IT management. So that's a little bit about the RMS Connect. So what are the benefits of this? The RMS Connect is usually the option for those who want an easy way to connect to their remote solution. So you don't need any public IP. The whole process with our integrated intelligent auto scanning only takes you a few clicks to access your remote devices across the network that you've established. So you can import all of them and have an easy setup. So now let's explore the RMS VPN. The RMS VPN was actually created with having the benefits of accessibility and ease of use in mind for our users. So the RMS VPN is one of the first services, which is actually 100% compatible with any third-party device, and also supports the OpenVPN protocol. So this means that with our VPN, users can easily create connections between network devices or network devices of different vendors, or routers, firewalls, PCs, and other devices as well. So to make things easier, the RMS VPN is actually fully compatible with our devices, and when added to the server, they automatically connect to the network. And for others, RMS actually creates downloadable configuration files to add to your custom devices and software, which can actually then be easily added to connect everything to a single network. So the main advantage of RMS VPN, it's actually how quickly and easily it can be established. It enables the reaching of remote PLCs and machinery, which in turn actually helps you save costs on expensive proprietary remote access software provided by the manufacturers itself. So that's a little bit about the RMS VPN. And then we have the multiple level accounts here. So a little bit about the multiple level accounts that we have in the RMS. We have hierarchy systems with the possibility to manage lower tier companies. So the company 1, tier 1, I'll explain in the next slide. We have, it's pretty much the admin, which gives you access, custom access to like the customer A, B, and then we have like guests, clients, and all of these other accesses in tier 3. So these 3 tiers actually support an unlimited number of companies for single tier type, which means you have a vast number of companies you can actually distribute credits to in a single tier horizontally. So this actually allows you to automate the credit usage across a single account. So we have here the RMS access roles. So now I'm going to take a look at some of these. I'm going to go into some of these little accesses that we have like set up for you guys. And then right now, first we actually have the admin, the clients, and then the advanced guest, and then the guest read only. So these roles can be decided based on the user's place in the organization or the project. So user management actually works in this case from one place with a single account within an organization. And then we have like easy internal and external accounts separation, such as like these guests, advanced guests, or a client. But we also introduced the custom user role. So this actually allows you to give, specific access or, extra roles assigned to certain people that have like either projects or special viewing like capabilities within a certain project. So these are the access roles that we have implemented in the RMS for everyone. So now let's look at the RMS API. The RMS API actually helps you take what you need from the RMS and implement it into the IoT platform of your choice. So one of these things that I think you would find irreplaceable for RMS is this API here. So for example, let's imagine you have a few hundred smart devices like HMIs, industrial PCs, media players, etc., situated around the country. You can actually easily access them using RMS Connect. But then with RMS API, all the access can actually be integrated into your own custom solution, giving you full control and customization capabilities. So then you have it all in one single platform of your choice, the documentation needed and all the information along with the testing sandbox. So that's what the API does for you. So now let's get into the exciting part here for all of these promotions that we have going on for the RMS. So first we have the promotion for RMS Management. We actually offer 30 days for every new device. You can actually try RMS Management free of charge for 1 month. So after the trial period is over, it actually just costs 1 credit to enjoy RMS Management service for 30 days. So the license is extended automatically as long as you have credits in your account. So for any new device that you get, you'll get a 1 month free credit to use RMS Management, and then after explore all of the features and functionalities that we provide. So another promotion we actually have is when it comes to RMS Connect and VPN. So for every company using RMS, you get 5 gigs of free data transfer for all RMS Connect and VPN related activities. So in real usage, how much is 5 gigs of data? According to our estimation, 5 gigs of data is about 1 year of usage of simple HTTP or HTTPS or SSH functionality. So if you'll use desktop access for large uploads through RMS, you might consume this data much sooner. So for example, company ABC has one RMS account with 12 technical managers as users for that account. All sales managers have different usernames and passwords, but all of them will be using the same pool of 5 gigs. And then after that, you have 2 gigs additional you can always add to your account for the cost of 1 credit. So the promotion that we have for API, every company with RMS gets 100,000 requests for every calendar month. So that's 100,000 questions from your platform to the RMS. Once again, 100,000 requests means that your IoT platform asks our RMS 100,000 times for data or information about our devices or your devices, like signal strength, data consumption, or any other data. And it transfers that. So for every request, it's 1. And so you might actually wonder what 100K, is that a lot or not? It actually depends on the consumption, how many users you have on the account, and how many parameters you want to actually get. Like how many requests are you using, and what kind of data are you getting? So now let's dive into a couple use cases that we have for the RMS platform. So the first use case that I will be introducing to you guys is, oh, sorry there. So the first use case that we have is the remote router password management. So I want you to see like the functionality of our RMS platform in this use case, because our client actually has a tight security policy which requires um, which requires them to actually replace devices passwords every 2 months. So before our client actually started to use RMS, they were manually changing passwords one by one. And for this, our client actually assigned 2 employees to, and like for this, their only job was to open a VPN tunnel, connect to a web UI, change the password, and close the VPN tunnel. And this was, done once every 2 months to keep renewing it. And this would take months at a time. And after they actually started using RMS, once we developed our solution together, this allowed our client to actually perform the whole process in minutes instead of months. And on top of that, the RMS brought new management capabilities for firmware and configuration updates, devices, onboarding, monitoring solution, getting the alarms, and etc. All the other functionalities that came with RMS management. So another use case that we have here for RMS is actually related to the credit card firmware upgrade. So this is a remote POS firmware upgrading. So our client actually 3 to 4 times a year, they have to update all their credit card POS terminals, all the firmware on all of those. And comparing with like a PC or a router firmware update, you don't want to skip these POS ones because we're talking about security. So with new credit card support and other part updates, you have to stay up to date with these terminals in order to keep them secure and make sure that they're functioning correctly. So before RMS was actually implemented here in this use case, our client was actually sending engineers on site to perform update for every single terminal one by one. So after starting to use RMS, after the first automated cycle and then having all this done throughout the cloud, this upgrade actually allowed them to save money, which paid for 12 months of RMS management and the router itself. So this can tell you, just in a larger picture, how much money that this could save and how much of a turnaround that, the RMS can bring to a company. So now that we've covered all of these different areas here for RMS and the benefits of them, why would you choose RMS? So there are numerous advantages that RMS can actually bring to your solutions. First, no need for the public IP. And then we have the ability to access the whole network infrastructure. And then we have cloud implementation, which allows you to use the system from anywhere with internet access. And then we have easy integration with rich functionality and all the necessary tools, as you see through a little snippet of these last 2 use cases. So usually a business looking to automate and manage your fleet of devices remotely, these are some of the key things you want to look for in a cloud-based management platform. And Teltonika Networks has recognized that and developed the RMS for that reason alone, while adding a variety of other useful features for you to take advantage of. So that's a little bit about concluding what will RMS bring to your business. So now that we just kind of conclude this webinar or the presentation that I have here, I want to take you guys into a little deep dive of the demo of RMS, and I want to show you a personal favorite of mine, a quick presentation. Give me 1 second here. So here we actually have the RMS, hold on. So here we have the RMS management system here. This is pretty much what the RMS management platform looks like, so you have all of the information here. And then if we go through the tabs from the left here, we have management. These are all the features and tabs that you have under management: devices, hotspots, Wi-Fi, dynamic DNS, files, reports, RMS Connect, and then all of the remote access devices that you can kind of go over, and then the VPN, and then you can manage users and companies, assign them roles and permissions, and then the services with, management, connect, and VPN. So then it gives you all the information here. We have like the device signals, the metrics, and then all the extensive data that you need to look at, or you might want to set up your layout. You can actually customize all of this. So I want to actually take you guys into a quick demo of the remote desktop. This is a little favorite one of mine, and I actually like this because it shows you how dynamic this platform can actually be. So right here, we have a remote desktop that I already have set up here. This is actually a Raspberry Pi of my colleagues that's all the way in Europe. And I can actually remotely access this just by generating a link. So you can actually access your remote desktop here by just, generating a link, and it would ask you for your login information to make sure that, it's really you, and then you have the proper credentials to get in, and it'll generate a certain link for you here. And here you guys can see the time, the duration time that the link is accessible, and you can actually just right away click this link, and it will actually open up the Raspberry Pi that's all the way across the world. And I can go in and just, do whatever I need to do, and then look into any of the anything inside of the software. And then I have full access to it for the 30-minute time duration that I have with the link. But then again, I want to one up this. So what we have here is that with the remote desktop, you can actually collaborate and send this link over, and have two people just kind of go over and take control of this software and collaborate on it. And then you can write the comments, whatever I need to do, and then I can actually have all of the configuration shown on the other tab here too. I want to just show you that I can have two windows up at the same time. Give me 1 second here. So here you guys can see that, I can actually take both of these tabs here and then have all of this on. Once I'm actually taking control of this here, the other person can see this and actually, see everything that I'm doing, and then you can collaborate and share comments and then take control of it whenever they need to. And then if we're going into the security aspect of this, we can actually go ahead and so if we're talking about security here with all of this, you can actually go ahead and remove access to this link at any time once this duration is done. And then you can actually manually remove it. There would be a button here once you have access to this link, or if you're the owner of this software, and you can remove it manually at any time. And then after, it would automatically just kind of, disconnect or timeout. And then you also have the logs here of whoever logged into the software, and then check it every single time just to see what the activity is and how much time they spent on it and what they did with it and things like that. So what are the things that I presented here? What are the key benefits is that you can actually have remote access from anywhere. You can have collaboration. You can have remote collaboration with the desktop. Both people can work on it at the same time. And then at the same time, it's secure as well. So you can remove access anytime you want. You can actually give them limited access. You can give them full access and all these things. So that's a little bit about, that's a little insight into the RMS Connect that we have. So now I want to actually conclude this and go back into our, thing here. I want to go back into our presentation and move into the Q&A session. So let's get into some of the questions here. I'm going to take a look at some of the questions. So what are some of the questions that you guys have for us here? Okay, the first question that I have is, are you able to share with the host that he reminds me of, okay. Can you use remote management on NVR recorders also? Yes, you can actually use remote management on NVR recorders. Any other questions? Can you define multiple networks to connect VPN devices together, or is it a single network? So yeah, like my colleague actually mentioned here, yeah, the RMS VPN is actually designed to offer the easiest way of setting up the VPN connections to your whole infrastructure. So it means that you can actually remotely and simply reach multiple endpoints at the same time without having the need to worry about worry about configuring these different protocols or setting up all of these servers. So does this apply to tier 2 customers? Yeah, actually, you can actually go ahead and use the link that our colleague actually, gave to you, and actually go through and check the promotions that we provide for all of the tier 2 customers. This will actually give you an in-depth detail of all of the different types of tiers that we have and all these extensive, features that we actually allow for each tier. So how does a private hosted version work? Assume a license and then add as many devices as we'd like. All right, so I'm getting some more questions here. I have switches connected to a RET40. Can I access the computers connected to those switches? Once you actually have the switches set up to a certain network, you can actually have RMS. Once you set up RMS, you can actually go through and the cloud management platform, and then after take in all of these devices through a certain VPN, and then after connect all of these devices all together. So I'm trying to board so some of these questions here, like I'm trying to board a RET on RMS, but keep getting a message that the device is already boarded. I don't have it boarded on my RMS. How can I unregister the device? This will actually be explained in detail, because certain use cases have certain situations, like they have certain problems that may have to be troubleshooted or maybe even looked into a little bit more. Maybe there's a certain customization issue or a certain tag or something like that that's involved. So this will be answered in detail and just kind of giving you all the points and options in the with the recording. So we'll have all the questions and answers posted for that one. Would I be able to get a copy of the PowerPoint emailed to me? Unfortunately, no, you actually can't get a copy of this PowerPoint emailed to you. But however, we will actually have the entire webinar recording saved, and actually we'll send everyone a link to the webinar page and recording with all the questions and answers for this webinar session here. Another question we have here. So some of these questions are taking a little bit of time to come in. I'm just kind of going over them. So the master config file on RMS, actually, this one is a little bit more technical, and I'll have our product manager of RMS actually explain this, answer this question for you. So I'll provide this with webinar recording as well. So can you provide a link for more info regarding RMS Connect and VPN configuration? Yes, I'll provide the link to this one here. Actually, I'll actually post this link here for the RMS Connect and VPN in the recording and Q&A session that we have posted on the website shortly. So if there are any further questions, I'll give it like a couple of, a minute or two to just kind of take in all of these questions. And then for anything that I haven't answered as of yet, I'll post it on the recording. So So if you're not getting any, so the question here is, where am I supposed to get support for RMS and Teltonika devices? The reseller I buy from provides zero support. So you're always free to reach out to us. Teltonika, we have a Teltonika Networks actually has, we have an inquiry system. You can just kind of reach out to us for any service inquiries that you guys have, and we'll be sure to help you out with any issue regarding your RMS and Teltonika Networks devices. Can I deactivate and activate the RMS function? Well, yes, you can. Reach out to Lithuania. No, for the support, we actually have global teams. So I'm based out in North America. We have an office in Toronto. We can actually help you. We have a team of dedicated engineers and account managers that can actually help you out. So we have a number of professionals all across the world. So I guess I'll wrap up the Q&A session here. So I want to thank everyone again very much that, for joining this webinar session today. I hope it was really informative for you guys. So that's everything that I wanted to share with you. Make sure to check out our website or even the wiki knowledge base for more details on this. Make sure to follow us on various social media channels. And if you want to get all the latest news, I would suggest subscribing to our newsletter, as you would be the first ones to know of all of the things that we have circulating around Teltonika Networks. We're always innovating, and we always come up with something new. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you all have a great day.